All right, Shalom. Only give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Quadash, that belongs to apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity. So I give. Now, as much as you want to shield your eyes, as much as I do, I'm pretty sure a lot of people might remember this episode, and I completely forgot about it because first of all, I don't even know who lets their children watch stuff like this, but the fact that you get shows like Family Guy, uh, and American Dad, and even Simpsons that kind of throw out a lot of stuff, even especially shows like this one, it goes to tell you how screwed up the society really is, especially when you look at this stuff. And this is another representation of Babylon. Let's just put it straight on the table like it is. This is the mainly the so like this is the main country that'll allow you to be anything and everything, and still you still can't even decide what you want to be. That's the crazy part. You have, especially when you have all these religions, all these options, and no one can actually stick to something simple. But this is it. This is the main thing you will mostly see, and you'll get people on the comment, actually other people that I've talked to before, they will say you can't equate TV shows to real life. Yes, you can. How do you think a lot of this stuff gets out as it is? How do you think social media gets as big as it is? Because they follow what they see. Mind you, this episode goes back to, as far as I remember, like before pre the C thing. Last I remember, and now it's just wild and out of control, where this has become the normal. But the problem is, what you see on TV is what you see going on in today. The people that's saying that you can't equate this stuff to real life don't. It's basically the ones that's following along in this wickedness. They don't understand that a lot of this stuff is programmed through your TVs, your social media, your radio shows, your movies, and your entertainment, and so on and so forth. What you see is what you imitate. As they say, art imitates life. And the fact that these people still remain oblivious goes to show you why this place needs to still be destroyed regardless. This is a constant reminder of why this place needs to be destroyed. Now, I would take this off of everybody's eyes, because I'm tired of looking at that, and jump straight to the scripture. This is sorry, I was going to say Matthew. This is 1 Corinthians 10:5. It says, but with many of them Yahweh was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Mind you, that word overthrown, and I wanted to pull up the full thing, but it wouldn't let me because for some reason it wouldn't load up. But the definition of overthrown, just to go further into it, just in case some people don't know, it means to knock down, cast headlong, or over, or throw down. So let's go back. So the Lord pretty much cast down a lot of pretty much our people as a whole, time and time again, until we got our act together, and we waiting upon the Lord to release us out of our punishment, trying to get us out of that corner, just like a parent does when they tell their children to go sit in a corner somewhere, or go sit in their room because they're punished. Don't touch anything. This is it. We're waiting for the Lord to pretty much pull us out of that corner and retake back that house, right? Because you see what happens to our people. Our people fall by the enemies every time because we followed their customs, their doctrines, everything except for what we're supposed to be doing. And this is a prime example of why we shouldn't be doing these things. Imagine everybody in this world was a flame. There would be no procreation. None of that stuff. Everything is in disorder. Everything now is in disorder, but at least the Lord keeps it to where it reminds us that, hey, there's still straight people, so there's still a tiny bit of order through naturality. But this place does not uphold that natural life. And that's why this place needs to be destroyed. But, let me keep going. I'm going to reread it again. It says, but with many of them, Yahweh was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. So the Lord's telling us not to follow the ways of these people. We got to separate ourselves. There's in Romans 12 and 1. 12 and 1 and 2, where it says, to cleanse your mind to be renewed. This is that renewing. It says, neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. And that's what you see with our people constantly. They eat, they sit down, drink, they rise up, do everything they want to do. You see what our people do on a constant daily basis. It's joy for our people to be doing wicked things. That's why they'll join some type of movement just to feel good about themselves, despite claiming they're pissed off at everything. But this is why they'll also join the alphabet community, not knowing what they want to be. As I've done a video with this, basically around that whole thing where they was just naming off all sorts of genders and stuff. And the last one, which was a black woman, she was confused with what she wanted, what her gender she was claiming to be. So that tells you something. When you're confused on what you even want to be, but you claim this section of the thing, that's a problem. That's why, actually, I'm gonna keep going on this. It says, neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. And this follows up back with idolatry, because fornication is not always dealing with the sex part. Yes, that's part of it, but that goes back to idolatry worship. Because this main thing about this place is whoredom. And you're allowed to be an actual whore if you want to be. And our people willingly go with it. That's why you have diseases on the all-time high. But this place also upholds idolatry. And what do our people do? They follow blindly behind it, not knowing what it is. This whole flame worshiping, basically being a flame, is worshiping these flame gods. Because this place upholds basically every religion in one, and you can make up more than one. So anything these people are doing, you could bet that these are all based off of gods, what they done. Look at the Egyptian gods, look at the Greek gods, the Romans, on and so on and so forth. They lay it there out in their face. They had books about it, and people read it and think, oh, this is so cool and all this other stuff. And they'll claim this is sick and all this other stuff, but they're doing the same thing. At least in that type of mindset, they're doing the same thing. So that's where it becomes a problem. Right? This is Ezekiel 9 and 4. And it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And that's what we're doing, to pretty much weed out the good from the bad. Because a lot of people are saying what we're doing is bad, but it's the other way around. Because their good things to them is having all the wickedness they can do. They can sleep with other people anytime they want and worry about the repercussions later. Everybody's so high up on morals, but the morals of the society was never right to begin with. So how are they claiming to have something that this place doesn't even have? But again, our people follow after who has the power. Esau says this ain't morally right, our people will follow behind it. And all he has to do is just slowly implement it, just like he did with the whole flame thing. Open all the doors. But and it just came out just like that. But guess what? He slowly implemented more things. You could be a trans now, or some type of transformer. And guess what? You got a whole slew of people being that. BBLs, Botox, you name it. You could do all these things now. It was a slow implication. And guess what? He can still do it through media and all sorts of stuff. Airs it on TV, uses the TV for the young. And these people are saying, oh, you don't even have to let your child watch it. But the problem is, you sit there and watch it, and then you tell your kids it's okay to do it. What does a kid know about being a transformer at the age of 6 or even lower? But they could get a transplant. This place is absolutely sick. This is why we sigh and cry for the abomination, because all of that stuff is abomination. Through the acts of our people, right down to the mindset of our people. So I'm going to keep going with this. It says, and to the others, he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the, sorry, it says, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So there you go. When the time comes, just like back then, you gotta slay all the corrupted. Every person that's corrupted, that doesn't have that mark of the Lord on their side or in them, they gotta go. And it's the same thing here. Only this time it will be with nuclear fire. But even probably before then, the Lord probably had us doing some work before then. So we'll know everything that's going. We already know what's going to go on, but we know that this place is pretty much near its end. You already having all time riots, and I got like maybe a couple articles about the Transformers being killed again because they lied about who they are, and the men finds out and they go ballistic. You see, this is we're catching up on some wild times now. It's just gonna get wilder from here. But we know that destruction's coming. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go into that. So little one, this is edifying, and with that, shalom.